Still nice and sunny here. Winter has not come yet.
Winter has not come as of yet.
You could tell.
As of yet. We've missed you, Michael. It's been 2 weeks.
I have. Sorry, I apologize. Sometimes work happens.
Yeah, that's what happens, right?
Also, family stuff too. I celebrated another turn around the sun, so to speak.
Yeah.
Had family come up, and you gotta deal with that sometimes.
We're in the second half of our lives, so
I am not a young man anymore.
Yeah, we're in the second half of our lives.
I feel like now we put it this way: we now qualify for the Moderna booster shot.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'm going to take
you now have joined. I already had. That just gives us, the audience out there, just privy to how old we really are.
Yeah. You know what you're dealing with here. The answer is not young men. That's the answer.
I am like the farthest thing from a young man, actually.
It's good to be back, though, man.
It is
good to be back.
I mean, literally, I don't think you could use young as a definition of me anymore.
No, not any longer. Not young enough, right? Young anything.
Maybe not old, but definitely not young.
Yeah, it's tough. We're kind of sort of in that barren wasteland in between, right? But
I mean, we're probably actually closer to old now.
We're probably closer to old. That's what I was going to say. We're probably closer to old than young. But that's what it is.
Spectrum, we were probably like middle, but now
we're trending old.
I don't even think trending. Just we are.
For those of you who don't know and are just tuning in, welcome to the Brothers. Excuse me. The If We Were Betting Men podcast. I'm getting my podcasts mixed up.
You're podcast confused.
Yeah, I'm podcast confused. I'm a multiple podcast host. It's been probably because it's been so long. It's been 2 weeks. I'm hot. Last time we did this, I was cold. Now I'm hot.
I think sometimes you got to back away to let people grow.
This was you letting me shine.
That period to
you were letting me shine,
so to speak, and fly off. Like sometimes
I appreciate that.
You got to let people swim, right?
I believe the analogy you used was leading a group and it was like, hey, little buddy, like you should run this meeting. Yeah, like I think that's the analogy that you use. Yeah,
I'm letting you grow, like
you're
spread
letting me
your wings and fly, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to let people, let people succeed.
So for those of you who don't know, who are just tuning in, I'm Kwaisi. That's Mike Asian Daddy Shoe.
Hey, I'm still winning.
You are still winning. You had a big couple of weeks. I had a terrible first couple of weeks.
You did beat me this week, but I'm actually winning. I think so.
I beat you last week too.
Well, I didn't have any last week.
Overall
that was the week I had to miss. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, the week before.
Yeah, you're still winning overall for the year and in the money too. But you won the first. I
didn't have a week. Remember, I had to skip a week. So
2 weeks you skipped. Oh yeah, 1 week you skipped, and the other week you just weren't able to do the podcast.
It was Columbus Day weekend, and my parents and I do family shit. I was at the Bronx Zoo on a Sunday, so
that was pretty. That's not bad. There are worse places.
I'm not gonna lie. There's some days, I would not go to the Bronx Zoo by myself. So to have a reason to go with nephews and family is
that works. That works. We're the Betting Men podcast. We're big on family, so that works. That definitely works. We're gonna give you guys our NFL picks per usual. That's why you're here. But then we're gonna segue in if we have time at the end. We should.
Well, there's some topics to talk about.
There's some things to talk.
One of them is not even about basketball. I think one of them is why are people not playing sports or coaching sports because they don't want to get a vaccine?
Yeah, that's we don't
like.
I guess
behind some of them. Okay, so I guess. Well, we don't have to get into it. Let's get into that later. But religious
we'll get into it after the picks. Because
religious reasons is okay. I don't want to do what I'm told is not okay.
There's some people missed out on the social contract lesson in philosophy.
Religious reasons for whatever thing you believe in, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah. That's not a good reason. Yeah. Because, hey, I don't like to be told what to do either.
Yeah, but for $35 million, you better want to be told what to do. You better be okay with being told what to do.
Yeah, you probably should. And then generally in life, in this world we live in, sometimes you're going to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, for $35 million, you should be okay with someone telling you what to do.
Yeah. I mean, in his case, and again, we'll get into it, he's more of a, it's cool to be a contrarian. The Washington State coach literally is like, nobody tells me what to do.
I thought he was claiming religion, or is that just a,
Yeah, I mean, everybody is. What religion is against taking a vaccine? I've looked for one, and I can't find any religious body that says you can't be vaccinated. Not one. But that's neither here nor there. All of the big religious officials were like, yeah, it's fine to be vaccinated. So that's why, and accordingly, there aren't too many religious exemptions being granted anywhere.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, let's get into it later, but science is science.
Science is science. That's
really not.
At least that's what I thought.
In this world.
At least that's what I thought.
Let's go.
All right, let's get into it to give people an update, because there was some dispute. Mike was hot last week, 25-17. He's 102-83 for the year, so he's actually picks wise, he should be doing all right. But these money lines they hurt. They can hurt. So while he's 102-83 for the year, which is a cool 55%, he's down 308 units for the year.
Yeah. You know why? That's because of the discrepancy between money line variances, meaning you lose an upset game, you could lose $800 while other wins
exactly
like $200 or whatever.
And they're actually three of
most
those.
Most of them are actually $100. Most money line wins are probably going to be $100. There hasn't been some massive upsets where it's there have been a few nascent upsets. There's no Detroit Lions plus 700 that anyone has picked.
That's what I'm worried about, because I'm taking those favorites this week, and there are a lot of you see Arizona, I think is minus 1,700. Yeah. So those are the ones where you're like, ooh.
Listen, things happen. It is a game.
Things do happen. I almost thought about, and we'll get to it, I almost thought about not betting those games just because it was too much. But we're here to give the people picks, so we'll give them picks. Yeah, I was a game better. I'm generally a step ahead, though I'm still behind Michael. I was 26-16 last week. Mike was up 503 units last week, dollars, whatever you want to call it. I was up 713 units, dollars, whatever you want to call it. And of course, this is based on $100 bets, and then the money line bets are based on winning 100. So most bets are, 100, win 100, lose 110. The other bets, the money line bets, tend to be where
the odd bets, you mean?
They are
odds, spread, whatever.
Yeah. So, and I'm 105-108, almost dug myself out of the hole for the year.
But you're chasing that number.
I'm chasing, and I'm still down 1,000 more units than Mike.
What are we now?
13. I'm still down
40%, 35, 40, not 35, 40% of the way, 45% of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
There's a lot of games left.
A lot of games left. Games
not 45, left. More like 40%. 30.
Yeah, I'm 49. You're at 55 for the year. And again, the idea without the money line bets, generally 52, and you get to 52.5%. If you're just betting the odds and the over unders, you're in the money. So Mike's doing better than I am. He still has a bigger lead. But like we said, there are a lot of games. And we'll start with tonight's game. And this will be up, right? This will be up before the game starts. Denver at Cleveland, right?
Case Keenum.
No
running backs for Cleveland?
No running backs for Cleveland.
What was his name? Deontay Johnson? Not Deontay.
Deontay Johnson and Demetric Felton.
Is it Deontay Johnson? I don't know it.
It's DeErnest.
DeErnest.
DeErnest. D''Ernest Johnson.
DeErnest.
Yeah. DeErnest. And Demetric.
Not to criticize names, but he has my name is DeErnest or DeErnest.
I think it would be DeErnest. Right?
But then someone reads it, we're like Dernest.
Almost like it were D.
If I saw that, no offense, I would just say Dernest.
Dernest. No offense taken. It's not my name. So, he's got to live with that. Right?
Folks just kind of fucked him with that one.
It is. It is.
Right? Anyway, Durnis Johnson.
And Demetric Felton. Don't forget about Demetric. OBJ is hurt. Landry is hobbled.
I mean, I think it's in Cleveland, but I think you have to take Denver here, right? I mean, like, I don't.
So I'm taking Denver with the
1.5.
I'm taking the 3.5. I'm not going to pick a winner here. I'm not going to pick a winner here.
Wait, it's actually 3.5?
It's 3.5. That's what I got it early. I got it. Well, again, this is the difference between you and I.
Let's take your minus 3.5 Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's warped now because we know Case Keenum's playing.
Now we know Case Keenum is in, right?
So I guess you still would have taken Denver. No. The line fell 2 points because they made the announcement of Case.
Yes, exactly. Which is why, pro tip, I like to get my bets into.
Yeah, but then you never know, right? Like
you never know.
If it's Denver, it actually looks better.
It could work against you. It could work for you, right? Yeah. In this case, it worked.
Anyway, I think Denver's going to win. So let's have it up both. If you had a 3.5, let's just have it at 3.5. I mean, I was going to take Denver at 1.5. So I mean, Denver's going to win this game. You'd have to think they have to win.
You would have to think that.
I'll take Denver under 40.5 in the money line. Denver plus, well, I don't know. It was 105. I don't even know what it is now. But anyway.
What's funny is that my hard work is giving you better lines. That's what's interesting about it.
Well, you have the lines from 2 days ago. I just have the lines from this morning. So.
Well, some of us, if we were betting men, would be betting immediately. Well, I mean, literally after the Monday night games, some of us are looking at these.
I work for a living.
Oh, I see. That must be what it is. That must be what it is. Yeah, as soon as the Monday night games are over, I'm trying to get my lines.
Fair enough. Listen, I think Denver's going to win. Whatever. Let's take your spreads. I think Denver is going to cover money line. I think Denver's going to cover the plus 3.5. I had it anyway, and then I also have under 40.5 or whatever it is.
Okay.
Denver's going to win this game. If Denver loses this game, they are not like people were debating a couple weeks ago when Denver was like 3-0, 4-0. Then the Ravens came in there, kind of crushed them.
Ravens did crush them.
The team, like, is Denver good or bad? They're probably more bad than good, but they're like competently a contender for an AFC playoff game. Wild card team potentially, because the Chiefs aren't that good this year. They may be able to pull off a win against the Chiefs. I mean, not the Broncos. The Chiefs aren't as good. The Chargers are apparently not that good, considering last week. And then the Raiders are
maybe.
Anyway, they're in like a weird division this year. That division's weird. So
it is.
Anyway. Cleveland,
I'm with you. I don't have a winner in this game just because I don't know. Maybe Cleveland rallies. Maybe Cleveland keeps it close.
Denver across the board, man.
You can.
I'll take
Case Keenum is a competent backup, but I'm definitely taking the 3.5, and I'm going to take the over 42.5.
Oh, I'm going to take the under.
All right,
but I'll take Denver across the board. I think Denver has to win this game.
That's 3.5.
Well, not even Denver has to win this game.
Denver plus 155.
Yeah.
Over 42.5 or under. You're taking the under.
Under
42.
How is Cleveland going to score?
I'm telling you, Case Keenum is not that bad. This isn't like a deer in the headlights kind of thing. I envision very much former starter, relishing an opportunity to start.
Very much a running team. They don't have receivers. They don't have running backs.
Very much a Geno Smith kind of.
What is their offense?
Very much a Geno Smith. I think the offense will be better with a health. Baker Mayfield is Case Keenum, like minus 10 years. So like a healthier Case Keenum, maybe you could do it. Remember, Case Keenum led the Vikings. Who were they? 13-3, the 1 seed. I don't think they're that bad. With that being said,
that was many years ago, but
it was like 2 or 3, right? It was before. How long has Kirk Cousins been there?
He's been there at least 3.
Kirk Cousins is now underrated, by the way.
Anyway, next one.
Yeah, what's the next one?
Washington, GB.
Yeah, Washington at Green Bay. Go ahead.
I had 7.5, but
I had 9.
Okay.
You should probably
still.
Yeah, you should get like me. This is the case. that it worked against me, right? Because the line came down.
But I'll still take Green Bay.
I'll still take Green Bay also, but I'd rather take Green Bay minus 7.5 than Green Bay minus 9. Yeah.
You buy the half point, so you get 7. But Green Bay is going to win this game. Washington is like a mess. Like, for some reason, their defense has has the same personnel, but has gotten worse. Taylor Hanke is not good.
No, Taylor Heineke is not good.
The fuck they call him. I think Aaron Gibson is out. Right? He's not playing.
I don't think he's playing. No, he might be playing, but he's hobbled for sure.
Green Bay's just kind of like humming along, like they're winning, and Aaron Rodgers is talking shit to fans, which is great. And then I think this is all Green Bay. I think this is Green Bay. I think it's Green Bay money line. I mean, whatever. It's like minus 500 probably, right? So I'll take Green Bay, and then
minus 385 is what I got him at.
I mean, I'll take that, and then I think this is Green Bay is just going to win by at least 10, probably 2 touchdowns. It's in Green Bay, no. So yeah, and then what's the over under 48.5? I'll take the under.
Yeah, I got 49 for that.
I'll take the under.
I agree with you. Washington's kind of a mess. Taylor Heineke is not great. Dare I say Aaron Rodgers is over the you drafted a quarterback, maybe you should play him. I think he's over that now. They're kind of sort of
he just wants to win, right? This is all about he just wants to win championships.
And they aren't doing it flashy. They're doing it with ball control and defense.
Aaron Jones is good. I mean, they got good running
and
back.
AJ Dillon. They got 2 good backs.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got a reliable old
team has been the Mercedes in the NFC the last 2 seasons and have not made the Super Bowl. So clearly something worked, but it's not working all the way. So they had to tweak.
They've got 2 good backs. They've got 2 good backs. They've got a reliable, older blocking tight end who can still catch the ball, Mercedes Lewis. They obviously have WR1 and Devontae. They have an identity, and it seems like we're going to control the ball and play defense. So, yeah, I'm with you. I also have Green Bay with Green Bay covering the spread, Green Bay the money line. Did you have the over or the under?
I have the under. I mean,
so I have over.
I don't really think this is I don't know. That's kind of like a weird push, kind of. I don't know.
I feel like there could be some turnovers. I feel like there could be an opportunity for Green Bay really to get right.
It could just be like a 20-10 game.
Well, the under is what played last week when they played Kansas City.
21-10.
Yeah, and Green Bay is not as high scoring as Kansas City, so it seems, and they have a better defense.
Yeah.
So it seems like the under would be the play. But I'm going to go over just because I think it's the play. I think points can be had here, and I do think that Green Bay is in line for one of those explosive kind of games. We haven't really seen one from them yet. They got blown out. Who was that by? Game 1, who blew them out? They've won 5 straight since.
Green Bay got blown out by Tampa.
Was it Tampa? No, Tampa played Dallas game 1.
Oh, not game 1. Who did Green Bay lose to?
San Francisco? No, they beat San Francisco.
I think it was Tampa Bay. I might be wrong, though.
No, Tampa Bay played Dallas game 1.
No, I'm saying they lost it.
Who did Green Bay lose to? That's a better question. Who did they lose to?
Oh, Saints week 1. That's
Saints. Yeah, that's right. Oh, the James 5 touchdown game.
I thought it was I knew it. No, you know why they played the game in Jacksonville. That's right.
Yeah, it was. That's right. Yeah, it was. And the Jameis had the 5 touchdown game, which he's still living off of. Yeah. There's the next one right there. Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Ravens flying high. Call.
People, this is actually, I've been watching some of the experts on the television saying that this is actually an upset game. Even I think Bart Scott actually picked it on what's it called? Game. Not for your first take. The one before. What's it called?
The one Get Up.
Get Up. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's Hayden.
I could definitely see that.
I mean, listen, Baltimore has been. Is Baltimore good? Is it smoke and mirrors? Are they 5-1, or are they really 2-3 or 4? Right? Outside of the Chargers game and the Broncos game, the other 4 games all were close. We had to beat Detroit with a 69-yard, 75-yard field goal. We had to beat Chiefs because they fumbled. We had to beat overtime against the Colts, and then we lost in overtime, right? So like feasibly, you could argue the Ravens are more likely not 5-1, but like 3-3 probably. Bengals are playing well. I think, again, if you're a really bad team and you keep accumulating high picks and some of them hit, you have to think you're going to actually get better. So, their picks are hitting, right? Like Burrow's playing well, Jamar Chase. But in Baltimore, the Ravens own Cincinnati and Baltimore.
They do.
So I'm going to take the Ravens touchdown.
You take the Ravens?
I'm going to take Ravens. I'm going to take Ravens money line, and I'm going to take the over 47.5. High scoring game. Neither team playing defense. Actually, but it might rain, though, I saw. But anyway, high scoring game. No team plays defense. This is going to be, the Ravens aren't playing top defense. The Bengals don't play any defense. This is like who gets the ball last will score a touchdown and win. The Ravens will.
On its face, I would agree with you with that. Which is why I'm actually going to go the other way.
Fair enough.
So I like the Ravens to win the game, like you.
Yep.
However, I think Cincinnati covers. I think this is a close game. I very much agree with this could be an upset that our friends on Get Up were saying.
Yep.
But ultimately, as you pointed out, the Ravens own the Bengals in Baltimore. Like the record is pretty gaudy.
It's like a massive discrepancy.
Yeah. And I understand this might be a new Bengals, but again, it's something about having to travel to Baltimore. It's a medium-sized city of like 600,000 people. It's not a big city, but it's like not like a small city either. It's the Ravens' home field advantage is some of the best in the NFL, right? So I'm making the case for the Ravens, right? But I think this is not your older brother Cincinnati Bengals.
No, I think it's going to be competitive for sure.
Yeah.
The last few games I think have been probably the last 2 years they've been blowouts. But no, listen, I like this Bengals team. I think they are a dark horse for a wild card team, to be frank.
Yeah.
A wild card place. So hey, maybe look, this could be a field goal game. Who knows? But luckily the Ravens have the best field goal. Look at how many shitty kickers there are in this league still. Like
the Ravens have maybe the greatest kicker of all time.
So we know if it's close, we can win. Hey, I don't disagree with your pick. I think I just feel like Baltimore kind of just owns Cincinnati still.
Yeah. So Mike and I disagree on this one. I'm going to take Cincinnati with the points, Baltimore to win, and the under 47.5. He's going to take Baltimore. He's going to take Baltimore to win, Baltimore to cover, and he's going to take the over 47.5.
I am.
All right. So, we'll have a little discrepancy, little varieties, the spice of life, right? So, here's some work. We'll see what happens. Here's our next one. Look at that guy. Atlanta at Miami. Is Miami really?
This is not a toilet game, but this is.
It's not. I also heard something interesting. I heard Deshaun Watson to Miami and Tua to the Redskins.
I don't understand why are teams trading for Deshaun, right?
I think some teams are going to be
in this day and age, you can't be a Me Too guy, and Deshaun is clearly a Me Too guy. I don't.
Yeah, you don't want
22 is a big number. If it was 3, maybe you could be 22 is a lot. That's like a pattern.
In different states too. It's
like a pattern.
It's tough. That's tough.
So
but when healthy, he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. No doubt about that.
Think there's no argument of the talent. It's just simply he's going to be allowed to.
Are you going to play him? That's the question.
Yeah.
If Miami trades for him, is he just going to play
worse? Ray Rice punched a woman in the elevator.
Yeah, he did.
Deshaun Watson is doing maybe 22 women. So
there's his wife. Yeah. The Deshaun Watson allegations are a bit seedy, but that's hey. Somebody's gonna give him a shot. Why not? So we got Atlanta at Miami, and Miami. I think
it's not bad. Miami lost last week.
We both picked Jacksonville to beat Miami last week.
That was more because like Jacksonville, it's like in London. It's like kind of a weird game. But anyway.
So yeah, apparently there are a bunch of like Jacksonville fans in London because that's where the NFL like they played there all the time. So like all the
I
NFL
guess
fans,
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, all the NFL fans in like London are like Jaguars fans. So it was like a Jaguars home game.
I think that whole concept of London team for NFL, an NFL London team is just not smart. Like
you don't like it?
Well, I mean, like it's just like a massive disadvantage for that team.
Yeah. Which teams? Teams, right?
Well, whatever.
I don't know why Miami doesn't have a bye.
If there's a team based in London, that's a massive disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, so it's like
half their games are going to be playing out of like massive time zone differences.
You'd have to. I don't know how you can do it professionally, like in college, right? Like university.
Well, they would have to play back-to-back road games every single time. Hello. Your internet is failing there.
Yeah.
No, they would have to play. The only way a London team could work is if they played back-to-back road games every time and then stayed in whatever city in between.
Yeah. Stayed whatever. Yeah. Whatever that was. It's a disadvantage. But I think it's more about creating fans, NFL fans in Europe.
Well, obviously, like why do we have a 17th game? It's just purely money grabs. So.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no reason. There literally still hasn't been a justifiable reason for a 17th game.
No, it was just money. Well, I mean, they were able to sell the players on no added
1% more of the rev share.
Yeah, and it's like if we're gonna play these preseason games, we should get paid for it, right?
It was half a point more. I don't know. It was bad. That was not a good player. Anyway, I like Miami in this game. I think Miami is turning the corner. Yes, they lost to the bad Jacksonville team, but like that was a close game.
Jacksonville, Miami's turning the corner, huh?
I think I'm going to pick Miami. I think in Miami, Tua's looking better. Tua didn't lose that game, right?
No, not really. Well, I guess didn't lose the game.
In that game. I don't know. I just feel like the Dolphins. I don't believe in this Falcons team. This Falcons team is like pretty much has like a placeholder quarterback. I think they're going to get rid of Matt Ryan after this year. They should have never extended him. Like, I think this is all Miami plus 2.5, plus 125. I'll take it at home. Home underdog, yeah, I take that against like a pick'em game pretty much, and then under 47.5.
When that last part was pretty sound, the home underdog and what should more like be a pick'em game. Like I can buy that. What I don't buy is the Dolphins. And as an Alabama fan, having sent many of my students to play for the University of Alabama, I don't know if I buy Tua. He's kind of small, and his presence is underwhelming. Now, I didn't watch the 9:30 a.m. game Sunday in London, but I imagine it was more the same. This was actually one of Tua's best games as a pro. I think he threw for over 300 yards. This Falcons team, I like. In fact, the only thing that says that I worry about are the turnovers. Matt Ryan is a turnover machine now. So that's where it is. But as far as the offense, I have him still better than Tua. They've been more dominant than Tua.
They're both very one-sided teams. Like there's no running game in this. There's not going to be running in this game, like running backs involvement.
So enter. This is the wild card for me, my friend. Enter Cordarrelle Patterson, the wide receiver running back, who both takes carries and gets isolated. I think he's the wild card.
Haven't we gone down this road before with like the?
We have gone down this road before
like
with
the Ted Gins, the like whoever else.
We have gone down this road, but I'm going to go the exact opposite of you. I'm going to take Atlanta with the spread. I'm going to take Atlanta to win. I'm going to take the over 47.5. I do think the Dolphins can score more points with Tua, but I just think Atlanta's a better team. They show to be a better team. The Dolphins are certainly more opportunistic. They have a better defense. But other than that, that's in Atlanta. And in close games, Atlanta's been better. So I'm going to take Atlanta.
I mean, listen, like I said, it's a pick'em game. So Can lean,
yeah, we disagree with that.
Easily lean one way or the other.
Yeah. So I actually have it as I would have Atlanta favored by 4.5 in this game. They got them favored by 2.5, so I'll take that. I think Atlanta's more of a. I think they have a little bit more going, especially coming off the bye. We were just talking about that too. They got to travel. Miami's traveling back from London to home to play another game. Atlanta's coming off a bye. They're fresh. They're coming off a big win. So that's where we are.
Shall see.
Now it's time for the old favorite. Is this the Classico? The Jets and New England, El Clasico. Long gone are the days of Brady and Rex Ryan and Belichick and aforementioned Bart Scott. That was a legit rivalry. And the Sanchez.
Yeah, that was two AFC championship games.
Yeah, that was a legit rivalry
under Mark Sanchez. For all the mockery you can have of a man, that guy.
The Sanchez beat Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Is that right?
He took him to back-to-back AFC championship games.
He did. I got nothing. He's a mediocre quarterback, but he did have
all New England. I don't even care if it's 7.5. There's no way. I mean, Bill Belichick owns rookie quarterbacks, right? Like, there's a trend. I don't believe in Zach Wilson. That guy's garbage. I don't even care the Jets had a bye. That guy is garbage. He is not an NFL-ready quarterback. I'll take New England across the board, and I'll take the under. Low scoring. No, like, Zach Wilson will get confused, whatever. Belichick, good coach, owns rookies, divisional game in New England.
Kind of a must-win for New England. They've had a couple of excruciating losses.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay was a tough loss. Dallas was a tough loss. They were in both games, though, so it would lead you to believe that they aren't too far away. I really like Mac Jones. For a rookie quarterback, he's pretty unflappable. Knows the playbook, you can tell, plays within himself. The thing is, by my calculations, this should be a 7.5 point spread, and it is indeed a 7.5 point spread. So I'm not going to take the number. I do like New England to win. I'm going to take New England to win. So just the money line.
And I would buy a half point here to cover the push, right?
Yeah, you could buy a half point to cover the push
obviously.
For sure.
Definitely would be the smart move here to take that, push it up to like 120, just 10% big, but like totally worth it for that half point.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm with you on the New England money line. I'm with you on the under. I'm not going to, since we can't buy half. I would suggest buying the half point as you did, but since I didn't, I'm not going to pick the spread. I'm just going to take New England to win and the money line. Here's our next guy, and it's very interesting because you were a big fan of this guy, and it doesn't look like he's the guy, man, at all.
Well, what's the game? Let me see. You got me in suspense.
Not all. This was your guy.
Darnold?
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what's going on. This guy's a mess.
So before we continue, Mike texts me and he's like, "Is this your guy, Darnold?" I'm like, if you're Carolina, it's like, I mean, Darnold was your guy, but now you're doubting him. So it's like, he did not look good, sir.
It's been weird, right? He looked real good not real good. He looked good for 3 games.
Yeah.
Then they lost Christian McCaffrey, who now probably has a label of injury prone.
He's injury prone.
Yeah. Elite, but injury prone. And now when McCaffrey left, he's been horrible. So it's obviously a product of one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be frank. Like, that Carolina team without Christian McCaffrey is bad. So
it affects both sides of the ball too. Like, the defense seems to be affected because they're on the field more and they're being exposed more.
No one's doubting. Christian McCaffrey's an elite player. So you don't have an elite player, you're gonna suck. And if you're an average quarterback and you lose your top weapon, you're gonna suck.
Yeah.
So this was
the knock on McCaffrey, though, right? Could he be an every down running back in between the tackles in the NFL?
Let's then look at the other side, though. The New York Giants are a disaster right now. Absolutely
not great.
This is literally the toilet game of the week, even more so than that Atlanta-Miami game we just looked at. Because this game, like, these are just bad teams. Like the Giants aren't necessarily bad, but they just don't have anyone right now.
Yeah.
You have no receivers. You have no running back. You have a Daniel Jones who is questionable at best to begin with.
Yeah.
No talent. Like you're going with like fourth string wide receivers, backup running back.
You're still in New York, but I remember the Danny Dimes call. I don't hear people calling him that anymore.
Listen, I don't actually think Daniel Jones is like on that same level as like a bust yet. I don't think he's necessarily the franchise. But I don't necessarily think he's like, oh, we got to get rid of him. It's like when Darnold, his last year, New York Jets, it was like
that was bad. And a lot of that was Adam Gase. Let's not let Adam Gase escape.
But Mike Judge is also probably going to get fired this year, too. So,
well, that's what I was going to say. I hate calling for people's jobs, but shouldn't the fire Joe Judge, man? Shouldn't that get going soon? Yeah, like.
Listen, I this game is bad. I'm going to take the underdog again, home underdog. Why not? I'm going to take the New York Giants +3 field goal. Yeah. And then under 43.5, definitely. And like, why not take the Giants money line? I mean, home advantage. It's supposed to rain. It's going to be a crappy game. Like, I feel like the demons of New York of Sam Darnold will come back to him.
You think they're going to come back?
I mean, is he going to see ghosts? It's the same field.
That wasn't good. So, that was not good at all.
It is the same field, right? So
it is the same field. You don't want to be saying, even if that was the case, you don't want to admit that out loud. That screams
bad versus bad, right? I mean, why not take the home underdog?
Yeah.
Reasoning? None. Why not?
So
it seems like to be the better bet, correct?
Yeah, we're at loggerheads here too. The home underdog is the better bet most of the time. Here's the difference, though. As we were talking about fire Joe Judge, I think Matt Rule's a good coach. I like Matt.
He actually is a good coach.
Yeah. Matt Rule, after the Sam Darnold quote-unquote performance, said that they've lost their way and that they need to get back to being a defensive team that runs the football. So the Sam Darnold-centered offense, actually, in thinking about your question, whether he's their guy, I think that's over. So for fantasy people out there, even though I don't know how he could still be available, although I saw he was available in like 30% of leagues, you probably want to pick up.
Darnold was inflated because he ran for like 5 touchdowns in like 3 games or some crap. Like,
he
ran for like 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So like he has extremely inflated. Well, when we get to the Eagles game, let's talk about an inflated performance of a quarterback. Yeah. But anyway,
if you're out there in fantasy land, you probably want to look at Chuba Hubbard. Like I think they're going to run the ball into the ground. I also think the Giants are a disaster. I think Matt Rule is a better coach than Joe Judge, and I think they have a purpose. I think Carolina really thinks that they can make the playoffs, and they probably have a chance to. So I'm going to go the opposite way of you, all the way across the board. I'm going to go Carolina -3. I'm going to go Carolina to win, and I'm going to take the over in what I'm calling the Sam Darnold revenge game. Right? He's back in New York.
They're playing the Jets.
They aren't playing the Jets.
Like
they're playing the Giants. He's back in New York. Yeah, he's back in New York. He had
a revenge game. Week 1 was his revenge game.
Week 1 was the Sam Darnold Bowl. That's true. But it was in Carolina. It wasn't in the stadium. Yeah. He's got to go back and do it in the stadium. Yeah. Where they were booing him. Remember, they were booing him.
They will boo him this game for sure. It'll be fascinating. I might actually just watch the beginning.
I might watch this game too. Yeah, exactly. I might watch this game.
Well, they're only going to play this game. They're not going to play.
And I am strictly a red zone guy nowadays, but I might switch over to the old.
I don't get red zone. They have an argument with Spectrum.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not available this year.
Yeah, I might switch over and actually watch.
Hey, my cable operator. I got a pirate games, but I don't get red zone. It's all good.
My cable operator is actually
red zone can be fun, but somewhat manic at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, red zone can get
manic.
Red zone can get frantic for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely get frantic.
Fair enough. Listen, a lot of these games, this is a weird week with a lot of close, weird pick-em shit games. So, like, why not just see what the difference is? And hey, someone will distinguish themselves.
Yeah. Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I'm wholly with you. This is maybe the most interesting game of the week.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Tennessee just beat
coming off a big win.
Team in the AFC.
Big win against Buffalo.
I don't know. I mean, it was a weird. That was okay. We can get into the Bills. The Bills are off this week, but let's get
the Bills are off this week. I don't know why they didn't just kick the field goal.
Poor coaching by your
coaching. Yeah,
I understand you're on the road, you want to win, but like, and you gave it to the best, like, you know, the best player in your team had the ball, but like, why not just go for like? There's give I don't know why you don't just go for
it doesn't make any sense to me. I would just kick the field goal, which was shorter than an extra point now, which were missed all over the league last week.
I mean, they were on the 2-yard line or some crap? 3
yards? It was like 4th and goal.
I mean,
it was 4th and short from the 3.
Not stopping the clock either, which was odd.
Yeah, it was 4th and short from the 3. They could have gotten a first down without getting a touchdown. He slipped, though. I actually don't mind the play. It just didn't work out. He slipped, yeah. And that was it. So I don't know what to take
back to what their formula is. Derrick Henry.
Yes. Yes.
There's no other
I don't know.
What were they doing before? It's like the formula is Derrick Henry.
I don't know how good Arizona is. It's a question that you bring up, but I would figure at least once over the past 2 or 3 years, like Derrick Henry would have won a league MVP by now. He's ahead of the 2,000-yard pace again.
I'm going to pick Kansas City, though. Kansas
too.
City is a 5.5-point favorite in Tennessee. Whew.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are like, I think they're like resetting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chiefs this game. I don't know why, but you just kind of have to, I think.
So I'm going to take you're taking the Chiefs across the board?
And under 58. Low scoring, like kind of like Tennessee has to count. Like both Tennessee has no defense either, so they have to counter. They're going to have to counter with just pounding the ball against a very weakened Chiefs team. But it's all going to be about clock. So
they can't score too fast.
Yeah, so Tennessee, I can see them sort of like making this an ugly slobber knocker game, so to speak. And so I think Tennessee loses by a touchdown, but still will be under 47.5.
Under 57.5.
57.5, sorry.
Yeah.
58, sorry.
So I'm with you on Kansas City to win. I'm with you on the under because I think what you just described is how Tennessee has to win.
Yeah.
And because Tennessee has to win that game, shortening the game, taking the play clock down to 1, running the ball, I don't think the game gets too wild. And I think they can keep it within the spread. So I'm going to take Tennessee. This might be one of the Mike specials where you may tease it up a half point, right? For the 6. I'm going to take Tennessee to cover the 5.5. I'm going to take Kansas City to win. And I agree with Mike that it's going to be under 57.5 as well. Right? We got a little difference this week. I kind of like that. This is
where people distinguish.
Yeah.
Separation. This is where the separation happens.
This is where the separation. Well, you've clearly separated. I'm playing catch up. But the past couple of
gap just widens.
The past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of congruence on a lot of picks, and luckily for those of you watching and following, it's worked out. But a little bit different this week. Now this is where I start to get scared. These games where I start to get scared.
No, we're not in the afternoon game yet.
No, not yet.
In the afternoon game.
We are in the afternoon games now. Yeah.
First of all, I like to pick every game. You can't. I mean, I guess it would be odd, but you do sort of have to take the plus 700 here. Why would you ever bet the minus 1100? That's just not a good bet.
It's not a good bet. It has to be scared.
This might be the time. I mean, maybe can you give me this allowance not to take the money line on these games?
We pick whatever we want. If you're not gonna bet it, you're not gonna bet it.
I bet the game. I'll bet the spread, but I can't take this money line. Like this money line.
So this is one of
this is the Matt. Speaking of bowl games, this is the Jared Goff game.
This is the Jared Goff bowl. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Right?
Listen, I kind of agree with you. I actually think Detroit's going to cover this 15. Yeah, I'll take Detroit. Fuck it. Yeah.
So normally this is where I would go, right? So you're going to go Detroit?
I'm going to take Detroit plus 15.
No money line?
Nah, fuck it. I'll take Detroit. I mean, no, they're not going to win this game. Come on. Fuck it. I mean, yes, I would bet if push comes to shove and I had to take a bet, I would bet $1,000 to win 100.
Yeah. So we got Detroit plus 15.
Rams money line, Detroit, whatever it is.
Rams minus 1,100.
Yeah, I'll take. Fuck it. Yeah.
And what about the number?
Under 51.
Under.
Yeah, I don't know. I could just see this getting ugly. I
mean,
so Detroit's going to win this game. I don't know.
This is where my system is weak because it only accounts for games that are 2 touchdown spreads, right? Mm-hmm. Really not even 14, 13 and a half. It's 9 categories at 1.5 a piece, right? So it's one thing. So 13 and a half is really as high as I go. The last big one I can think of where it was to the point where I think this game was off the books in some places was that Buffalo Houston, right? And that was 40-0 Buffalo or whatever that ended up being. Is there anything that's happening in Detroit that leads me to believe they could rally and make it happen? I saw Man Campbell say that Jared Goff was not great. That's that.
Dan Campbell,
he was he needs to be
Dan Campbell was a player's coach, though. That guy was crying in tears after they lost some. Detroit's been close, right?
They have been close. I agree with you.
They haven't been they had a bad game last week for sure, but before that. They almost beat Baltimore.
They were in it for the half against Green Bay, right? The first half was solid.
Dan Campbell was in tears. He still hasn't won a game yet.
No.
And
that's what scares me.
At least not lose by 15.
This game scares me because I'm going Rams across the board. The Rams are dominant. The Rams it seems like a competent quarterback is what they were missing, right? The difference between Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff as far as this team, which is the exact same, is pretty remarkable. I don't like the discord. I never really like it when I guess Man Campbell would say that he's trying to, boost his quarterback. But I don't think Jared Goff is built that way. Remember, Sean McVay tried that, and then he just started trashing him towards the end. So I think Jared Goff is a fragile character. I think he's going to try to do too much. I could see some turnovers. So I'm going to take the Rams. This is scary because I'm normally where you are. I'm going to take the Rams minus 15. I'm going to take the Rams minus 1,100. And I'm going to take the over 50 and a half. Excuse me, I'm going to take the under 50 and a half with you.
So we just
I don't like Detroit.
You actually think the Rams are going to win by more than 2 touchdowns, which is
easily
in the realm of what could happen.
Yeah. I'm also basing upon what happened last week, too, where I was very skeptical of the Rams 10.5 in New York. And that game got ugly towards the end, where they kind of sort of it got collegey, right? They took their foot off the gas.
Listen, I think Dan Campbell is a nice guy. I think he's a player's coach. I think they're going to get a W. It's not this game, but they're playing better.
Yeah,
they're not in. I don't think their 0-6 record is indicative of how bad they are.
I'm not sure if Man Campbell's an X and O guy though. No, doesn't strike me as a strategist. Or a planner. I do agree with you that I think players like him, he was a player, right? He was a player's player.
Yeah.
Backup tight end, H-back guy. He's still fucking ripped. He's still jacked for sure. He looks like he can still play, but I don't know if he's a good coach. And
they're not winning this game, but they're playing.
I probably lean towards him.
You think they're going to take Stafford out in like the third. And
that's what I'm worried about, right?
You know.
Like
they're not going to play Aaron Donald and Goff in like the fourth.
Yeah, the foot off the pedal, and it's like, oh man, like the Rams only won by 14. It's like, come on, come on.
All
right. We are in the late slate of games now. You particularly wanted to talk about this one. I have a feeling it's fantasy related.
Yeah.
Philly at Vegas.
Jalen Hurts is an amazing fantasy quarterback. The man runs for 1 to 2 touchdowns a game, 30, 50 yards a game, and then throws. Well, last week he threw for 110. But like sometimes he throws for a touchdown or two. That guy is a guaranteed 20-plus point quarterback a week.
You pay like $1 for him.
So let's put that out there. I'm actually, I have him on both my 2 fantasy teams, and I'm happy he's my fantasy quarterback.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback for a possible winning NFL team is not the answer.
Yeah. I'm not sure the Eagles are a possible winning team, though. I don't.
But he's not their answer. I mean,
he's not the answer.
He's just not it.
No, he's not the answer. He's not the answer. No, you can kind of sort of see it, which is why somebody asked me. Actually, Taylor Bush asked me Hunter Henry or Dallas Goedert, and I told him Goedert. Right now that Ertz is gone. There's no competition, and in the very much like Lamar, and it's not due to them both being black quarterbacks or whatever. It's due to their inability to read defenses. Though Lamar's much better, they're more comfortable in the middle of the field, right between the hashes, throwing to the tight end, than they are outside the numbers. Some of those things you saw the passes last week. A lot of Philly receivers ended up being defensive backs, breaking up interceptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I'm going to have to go with Vegas. Vegas has this weird aura about them now that Gruden is gone. Last week was an impressive win. I think everybody had Denver beating them, and they won pretty convincingly.
Yep.
It's they're like I've said about the
John Gruden wasn't fired because he's a bad coach. John Gruden was fired because he's a racist.
Yeah.
It's not like this Raiders team was bad, right? Like
no, they are bad.
Misconception there. Like this Raiders team is actually good. So
yeah, they aren't bad.
Yeah,
they aren't bad
because he's racist.
But I think a lot of us worried about the special teams coach taking over, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, is it very disruptive to have your coach get fired during the middle of the season?
That's what I would think.
100%. But
I would think it would be very disruptive for that to happen.
They're just a better team. Like this is a competitive Raiders team that will make possibly the playoffs this year. So or at least they're in contention for the playoffs.
They're right there. Chargers, Raiders,
yeah,
Chiefs, Broncos. Everybody's got a winning record, right?
Yeah, that division is very kind of like the old AFC North.
Yeah, where everybody's competitive.
3 teams are all pretty good. So or what the AFC North is now, kind of.
I think the AFC North is that now, right? Yeah. Cincinnati's 4-2, Baltimore's 5-1. The other 2 teams are 3-3.
I think this is all Vegas. This is just listen. The Eagles are just outmatched. It doesn't even matter. The personnel is just outmatched in this game, right? Jalen Hurts has no weapons. They have no other things outside of Jalen. He's not even elite. The Raiders have a much better offense. They have a good running back, Jacobs, David Carr, or not David Carr, whatever. Carr's playing well. This is all.
Waller. It looks like the Jacobs, King and Drake is now. It's really paying dividends, right? Jacobs isn't hurt.
Yeah, 3 points. Come on. This is all Raiders. -3 at home. -160, under 49. I mean, this spread should be 6.
Yeah, I actually have this as a. Yeah, 9, 10.5. I actually have it as a 7, 7.5, something like that.
I don't understand. I think it's just all because of the Gruden thing.
Yeah, I think last week they may have been playing on emotion, right? Rallying around the new coach. Apparently, the new coach, he's a special teams coach, right? So he's the everybody likes this guy coach or whatever. But I don't know with a week. And also the matchup is interesting too. I think Philly, in spite of the faults we just talked about with Jalen Hurts, I think they can exploit the Raiders secondary much more so than Denver could. Teddy Bridgewater was, they didn't get hot towards the end of the game. It was too late by then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they started trading touchdowns in the second half. But when you're down, 17, like that doesn't work. So I think Philadelphia, if they can keep it close, that might be an explanation for why the spread is lower.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you. To me, this seems like it's all Vegas across the board. We agree. We're in accordance with this one. Cien por ciento.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is purely based on because their coach was fired.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right.
Here's under 49. This Eagles team doesn't put up.
That's where I am too. I'm under 49 and a half
points.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the next scary one. So the next scary one for me.
This is the
it's only because I'm
the best versus the worst, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the best.
Well, I guess Detroit's the worst, but like pretty much the best versus the worst, right?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Minus 17.
I don't like it one bit. Right.
Minus 1,700.
So it's one of those things, very much like the Rams one, because of the limitations of my system. I'm like, okay, this is everything. Like Arizona's better than everything, but that's 13 and a half.
I mean, let's just get this one out of the way. I mean, look, if you got to bet on the
we're getting into degenerate territory now.
I don't see how Houston can win this game. I just don't.
Yeah.
Even if freaking Kyler Murray breaks his leg during the first quarter, or anyone, I just don't see Houston winning this game at all.
No, I can't.
Based on purely that fact, you have to try 1,700. Yeah,
I've tried. I tried. I would have to commit 1,700 to win the 100. Yeah. I would. I think they're going to cover 17 and a half too.
Yeah, I agree.
Arizona is
a bad Houston team.
Arizona's pretty explosive. I don't know about Connor Chase Edmonds, but it's good enough. And more importantly, when you're talking Hopkins, Christian Kirk, AJ Green. Well, by the way, somebody resuscitated the cadaver that was AJ Green in Cincinnati. He looks pretty good again, right?
Listen, this is like literally the equivalent of like Georgia playing Vanderbilt, right? Or like Alabama versus Vanderbilt. Right? Like, this is just like you got those like what? Like like. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take go against every grain in my body because I don't do this. I am the guy that does bet on the Jets and the Lions with these two.
This is a 3-score difference.
Yeah, it's a 3-score difference. That's pretty remarkable. I'm gonna take Arizona minus 17 and a half. Yeah. I'm gonna take Arizona minus 1,700, and I'm going to go with the under 47 and a half. So that makes it even trickier.
I am in accordance. Like, I just don't see – I mean, this game literally could be like 35-7.
That's where I am. For some reason, I saw 34-0. Buffalo gave Houston a 40-0 earlier this year, right? I could definitely see something like that.
I think this is just like, again, like Maryland versus Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, what a poor showing.
Maryland
was never competitive.
And you still didn't believe me. I told you like Mike Locksley is not a good coach. I've been telling you this the whole time.
But I didn't think it was. I mean, that was like Ohio State versus Little Sisters of the Poor. Like Toledo
the entire time.
Toledo put up a way better performance.
You know that I've been telling you this for 3 years that Mike Locksley is a bad coach.
Toledo put a way better performance than we did. That was disappointing. I thought it would be a lot better. But that was sad. All right. And now here's my third and final one. Though I feel a little bit better about this because I hedged a little bit.
Oh, the Tampa Bay one?
Yep.
Chicago's bad.
Chicago is bad, and they're playing a rookie quarterback.
Their defense is not as elite.
It's not bad, but the quarterback
they're trying to play. Fields is bad.
He puts them in awful
positions. He can't complete passes more than 20 yards or something. It's like weird. Like he's not there clearly.
Also, he does the Superman stuff, and obviously he's an elite athlete, but then he just throws the ball up for grabs, and it's like, why did you do that? Like a lot of
coaching, also
a lot of fair caught interceptions.
Like this is like poor coaching versus good coaching. This is a bad team coming into a good team's home. This is like 12 points, I believe.
Yep, 12.5. It sets up. It feels like a trap game, though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, only reason is because like Tampa Bay is going to take all their guys out in like the third quarter.
Yeah, I still like Chicago's defense. I do.
I don't know. You got to take Tampa. This is like the last game. Tampa across the board, 12.5, 600, under 47.5.
We got 2 more games after this. It's not the last game.
No.
But we will have. It's the last Sunday game before the specialty games, the night game, and then the Monday night game.
No, but Tampa Bay is just better.
Tampa Bay is better
at home.
With that being said, I'm going to take Chicago with the points. This game should be more like 10.5, and it's 12.5.
Could be.
So for me, that feels like too many points.
Might be.
So I'm with you.
These games are toss-ups. There's a lot of toss-ups this week.
Yeah, I'm with you on Tampa. You took the under?
Yeah, under 47.
I'm with you on the under. But I think Chicago can cover. I think this is a 10-point game. I think this is a
7-10.
Yeah, I think it's a 27-10, 27-7, 27-17.
Detroit, Houston, Chicago win. I will lose like $5,000. It's all right. $3,000. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not good. And you're in a whole.
I don't think I'm going to lose though. Those 3 games.
And that's why I said I was scared. You lose those 3 games, and that's where you can't just hold that. You got to talk to somebody about it, right? Because you've got a problem at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't bet those money lines, please.
Yeah, you got a problem.
Or anyone's listening, don't bet those money lines.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet those money lines. We're here to give you picks, but I wouldn't bet those money lines, man. Or bet the money lines. Just bet 100 on the money line and win the $17 or something like that. Don't go the other way. Not good. You don't want to be there. 2 more. And then we'll have 2 more. Then we'll have time to discuss some issues.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. All right. The return of Jimmy G.
I like Indianapolis in this game.
So do I. Very interesting, sir. I think very, very interesting.
Played a very competitive game against the Ravens.
They did.
Should have won that game.
Yep.
And they came back and had a good game last week. I think they got a little momentum. I think they got a good formula. They give the ball. Let's give Taylor the ball. Let's give Hines some short pass runs. Keep Carson simple, but also let him do what Carson did well before. I don't know. I think they've got a nice little formula going. I think the Colts are a sneaky team to win the AFC South.
Wentz looks better. You sound like Dan Orlovsky. That's where he is. He thinks the Colts are one of the better teams in the AFC. Period.
I don't know about that, but I do think I don't believe in this Niners team. I think without Kittle, they're a little banged up. They always seem to have injuries the last year or two. I'm not really the biggest fan of Shanahan, to be frank.
Really?
That guy's
Why
a loser.
Not? Interesting.
He's lost 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he's lost 2 Super Bowls that he probably should have won
2 Super Bowls. So he can't win big games. Period.
Wow.
I'm going to take what is it? My plus 4.5. I think.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Colts plus 4.5.
That's what it is.
I'm going to take plus 4.5 Colts. I'm going to take Colts money line, and I'm going to take plus 44.
I'm with you. I'm in accordance 100% with you. I actually think the Colts are going to win this fairly easily. I don't think San Francisco has the personnel at all. So I think the Colts, as you pointed out, they have an identity, right? They're going to run the ball, and then they still have Carson Wentz, who's actually not having a bad year.
They got good receivers. T.Y.'s back. T.Y. had a good game.
T.Y. Hilton and Michael Pittman are good receivers, right? And then they got the who's the
solid defense, not elite, but a solid defense.
And the tight end, the Baylor guy, right? Mo Alley Cox, the basketball player.
I mean, I don't think he's elite, but he's not bad. I mean, listen,
he's not bad.
They got a good offense now.
He's not bad. He's definitely supplanted Doyle as tight end.
They have a balanced, even offense and an average to leaning good defense.
Yeah, I think the defense is better than average. But I'm with
3 touchdowns in a row to Lamar, but yeah.
I mean, they did give up 440 to Lamar. I don't think any of us saw that coming.
No, but I agree with you. I think the Colts are momentum up. Niners still had a bye last week, but banged up and not looking.
Yeah. Last game. But yeah, we'll have 20, 25 minutes to discuss some issues.
Smith is terrible.
Gee, I thought Geno played well on Sunday night.
They were in that game. They went to overtime, right?
Went to overtime. There's the win for sure.
Yeah, listen.
But he did get you with the classic Geno turnover.
Yeah,
that back-breaking
interception
turnover
in the overtime. Listen, Seattle is a tough place to play. Monday night's going to be rocking crowd. I think it's tough for New Orleans, even coming off a bye, to go to Seattle. But no Russell. No way, right? So, I'm going to take New Orleans -4.5. I'm going to take money line New Orleans. I mean, again, we're kind of working with 2 quarterbacks who are turnover prone. It's not going to be an elite game by any means. Even tonight's game. Are you going to really watch tonight's game?
I don't know what to make of tonight's game. I mean, I picked it, but I don't know.
I don't really care to watch that game. So,
I might watch NBA over it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Dodgers tonight or something. Anyway, which we'll get into after this. So I'm going to take New Orleans. New Orleans win 4.5 and under.
Yep.
Under.
I'm with Mike for the same reasons. I think New Orleans is kind of like Indy with a better record. They've got an identity. They want to run the ball. They've got a defense that's maybe slightly above average. They've got a quarterback who's had some success in the league, kind of sort of fell, and now being resurrected. So you're seeing the talent that he has, but they're not relying on or depending upon him enough to where he can fuck them out of it, right? So I'm very much with Mike here. New Orleans -4.5, 225. I think we might differ. I think I took the over 42.5 here. I think there are going to be some points.
Seattle doesn't have a good defense.
Yeah, I think the line is deflated because it's Geno. I think the number's deflated because it's Geno. But I think there'll be more points scored than 42.5. So I actually took the over.
Fair enough.
Did you have the over or the under in the Indy game?
Good question.
It was 44.
Over.
Okay. And then in this game, you have the over or the under?
Under.
Okay. So those are our picks for the week.
I'm still sticking with the Rams as my NFC pick. Chiefs, I will still stick with. I think the AFC is a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Who's the elite team? Last week it was Buffalo. This week it's Baltimore. Before that it was the Chiefs. Yeah.
I'm still sticking with the Chiefs also.
I'm with the Chiefs.
I think they're figuring it out. And I'll stick with my NFC pick too. I think I had Green Bay. I was very worried. I was very, very worried. They drafted another quarterback. Maybe they should play him. Had me very, very worried. But it looks like he's over that now. So, we'll see. Well, we'll see. The Chiefs, who would have thought that the Chiefs would be the ones that would be the most concerned out of those picks? But again, Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill.
They've hit a bump.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
I wouldn't even call it an issue. They just hit a bump.
I think the game this weekend will show a lot, especially Tennessee riding high coming off of Buffalo.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs win that, they'll probably be in good shape. Only because the Chargers, the Raiders, and
the Chargers a little smoke and mirrors.
Denver
they got kind of
exposed in Baltimore.
They got exposed badly last week. The Chargers.
Yes, they did.
They're not playing this week, so we didn't talk about them. But they got
Yeah,
they
got exposed. Well, again, it's the young coaches. I mean, it's great when it works, but that guy's a fucking wild card. Like 4th and 4, my own 20, first quarter. It's like, yeah, let's go for this. It's like, what? The game just started.
So yeah, what were the topics you'd like to add on here at the end as like a little cherry on top?
Yeah, we got 20 minutes, man.
Baseball. No one wants to see a Braves Astros World Series. For the love of God.
I like the Braves. I like the Braves. I like what they did at the trade deadline, where they were like, they very easily could have been like, Acuna's out. Fuck it. Let's save some money and write this season off. Instead, they went out, got guys. They're young. Their free agent acquisition, Charlie Morton, he worked out, right? This is why they got him.
For the playoffs, World Series veteran, right?
Yeah, old World Series veteran. Max Fried, again, that's their draft pick in terms of he's the best pitcher in baseball in the second half. I love their lineup. It's a prototypical, it's, your analytic, all or nothing, everybody hits home runs, strikeout kind of lineup. I think they blitzkrieg the Dodgers. I think from last year, they aren't scared of the Dodgers. Remember, they were up on the Dodgers last year in the playoffs, in the bubble. And what was that?
The Dodgers take this to 7.
If the Dodgers take it to 7, the Dodgers are going to win it because the Dodgers know how to win. But I think the Braves close out tomorrow night.
Maybe not.
I think it's back in Atlanta, isn't it? Yeah, 6 and 7 are in Atlanta. Or no, 5. No. Yeah, 6 and 7 are in Atlanta. That's how baseball does it, right?
2-3-2? I don't remember.
Is it 2-3-2 or is it 2-2-1-1-1? I don't know.
Anyway, I haven't been paying attention much because I hate Houston. I hate the Red Sox.
Me too. I don't want to have any parts of that.
I don't really want to see cheaters.
I don't like that.
Bottom line, I'd rather have the Sox just because I don't want to see cheaters.
Yeah.
I don't want Houston to be vindicated at all. Like,
no
cheaters. They still are cheaters.
A bunch of dirty cheaters, filthy cheaters. We don't like them at all.
No Houston. So, this will be the only time in my life I will ever actually probably favor the Red Sox over anyone.
Maybe. I don't know. I just haven't been watching that series. I don't really like the Red Sox either. Yeah. I really just want the winner of the National League to win the World Series this year.
Yeah, listen, I want to see a Dodgers Red Sox World Series. Why not? Classic. Yeah. I got no skin in the game. I've always kind of liked the Dodgers. Like, I lived in LA for a couple years, went to Dodgers playoff games. Like, I'll give them my support.
Yeah. Yeah. What were your thoughts?
I'd rather see any other team win other than the Red Sox or the Astros.
Sure. Yeah, that's where I am. Like you nationally said, all the way this year.
Even if the Braves win, I'm a little disappointed, but I just do not want to see the Red Sox.
No, not at all. That would be insufferable. Yeah. Because Alex Cora is the Red Sox manager, and he too is a cheater. So I don't want to see that. Not only is it Boston, like they have links of cheating too. So what I don't get is why Carlos Beltran has been expelled from the game. But Alex Cora is okay, we'll give you another chance. If that was the case, the Mets should have just kept Beltran as their manager instead of hiring this other jagoff. That guy didn't know what he was doing at all. Who they just fired? Yeah, the minor league guy. Yeah.
I don't know. Baseball is it's still a great game, and I do enjoy watching it from time to time. But it's definitely lost its luster the last few years.
It's different. It's definitely different.
Lost its shine, so to speak.
It's definitely different. As you would say, the nerds have taken it over.
Yeah. I don't want to see a guy pitch once an inning. I want to see some throw out the old beasts who throw 9 innings. Where's the freaking what's his name? The Giants guy, Baumgartner.
Yeah, that guy was just going
innings in 4 games. I want to see just a workhorse out there, guys blowing their arms off to freaking.
I'm going 9 today, Skip. No matter what.
The Giants literally threw Baumgartner 10 innings and
they don't. Yeah, that does not happen anymore.
Now it's you're out. You're out. I don't like this. I don't like it.
Everybody's a specialist now. So we're in accordance with the no American League team. No National League are out. NBA started Tuesday. First full slate of games yesterday. Curious, interesting to see that the Nets and the Lakers, both overwhelming favorites to go to the finals, both lost their opening game.
Double overtime.
Yeah,
gotta like the Knicks.
Knicks, and a lot of Knicks enthusiasm out there.
No. I mean, I don't have any skin in the game in NBA either, but it's I think it brings up and lifts up the spirits of the city when the Knicks are good. So like, why not?
Yeah.
I do like the Nets. I do like KD. I hate Kyrie. Like I said, we were hinting at the beginning of the broadcast.
Kyrie's an anti-vaxxer. There's that now.
Your excuse is purely I don't like being what I'm told.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't want to do what he's told.
I don't know.
A lot of people are calling him a lot of anti-vaxxers are saying he's a hero and comparing him to Muhammad Ali and other civil rights activists, which were fascinating to me.
Civil rights.
Yeah, right.
Vaccines
are
rights.
Yeah, vaccines are a civil rights issue now. Vaccines are civil. You didn't know that? You didn't get that? Vaccines, in case people can't tell, vaccines are most certainly not a civil rights issue.
If you're losing your job, like for instance, I think the state of New York is going to enforce vaccine for state employees, or state of New York.
Yeah.
And so apparently, like the New York Police Department will drop by, I can't remember. It's a pretty high percentage. Not like 50, but like high number. Dudes are losing their jobs over this. Like, not even like these superstar idiots. Like, common folks.
Like regular Joe Schmo idiot. Yeah, it's just like
why? Weird. Really? I mean, listen, I understand people are anti-government or anti-establishment or don't want to fall into weird social norms of accepting what the man tells you what to do, whatever you want to call it. But like you said, there's no religious mantra out there that says don't take medicine.
Nothing.
There's no social other creeds that says medicine is bad for you. So all these people who are not taking the vax are purely just making weird points to just be different.
Vaccines have been mandated for decades. literally deemed to be constitutional 115 years ago in Jacobson v. Mass, which basically said you don't have individual liberty can be trumped by the state when it comes to vaccines during a pandemic. Not even necessarily during a pandemic, just state mandating vaccines generally. Kyrie is a contrarian. He himself admitted he gets deep into conspiracy theories. He said that on his flat earth escapade tirade, which people still follow him on. They're like, you don't know who's to say that the earth isn't flat. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we have pictures of you. Like, I could be wrong.
Absolute scientific proof that is.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have pictures now. But again, like I said, I don't want to be that guy because I get
pictures from space.
Yeah, I get harassed or criticized for being a credentialist or a classist, so I don't want to be that guy. But there's I want to defer to the professionals, and if
I mean, for God's sake, there are people in other countries where COVID is rampantly
clamoring for this vaccine,
who cannot find vaccines. Well,
clamoring for this
vaccine are just like no.
Yeah.
Like so places were in like Australia, a modern country, was in lockdown.
Yeah.
Enough vaccines. I know someone who lives in Sydney, and like literally their way of life was shut down because they were incapable of getting vaccines. Well, now you have
we're paying people to try to get vaccines, and idiots are like, no, like I don't.
So shame on you. Sorry, I'll say it. And then let's get back to
it doesn't just extend to him.
This is a sports discussion.
We've got idiot
coaches. For God's sakes, Kyrie Irving, you're getting paid $35 million.
Yeah.
Why not?
And they yanked the $190 million extension also. Like, what are you doing, sir?
Like
I get it's like, this is about
generational money. Generational money.
This
not
isn't
that
about
he came from a bad background or anything, but generational money is generational money.
Yeah.
Like generational money to take care of your family for generations.
Or, hey, you're not an anti-vaxxer. You just feel for the people who have lost their jobs due to this. set up a fund with the 220, actually, yeah, $221 million that you stand it just by playing the game that you love. Set up a fund for them, right?
There are millions of human beings who would love to be an NBA basketball player.
Yeah.
Some who are trying to become and are incapable. You are being a selfish human being by doing what you're doing.
And we'll get into this more because a part of what me and Mike want to do, we want to talk a little analytics and markets and business when we have a chance. The issue here is he has no leverage with the Nets, but he does have leverage as an NBA player because his talent.
No, but then David Silver took the
right
position, right? It's a city thing, not a
NBA it's a city thing. It's not an NBA thing. The problem with that is Adams, your new mayor to be. I don't think he's gonna lift this. That guy wants children to be vaccinated, right? He wants all the kids in.
Yeah, I mean, like,
which probably makes sense, right?
That becoming mayor of New York now is possibly the worst job you can have.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But
you don't want that.
You don't want to become mayor of New York City.
You don't want that.
Anyway,
it's not worth it.
I mean, I don't think
you're not paid enough.
I mean, we're already probably too lenient, to be frank.
Yeah.
I think there might be, who knows, with I don't even know. But like the numbers aren't great. So like I think we've just come to accept that it's here. So like let's try to move forward. I don't think we actually are moving forward because of improvements.
No.
Anyway, so Kyrie, you're selfish.
Kyrie, selfish. The Washington State coach, foolish.
Very selfish.
Where's that Washington State guy? That guy was making he's the highest paid employee in the state of Washington. Like, where else is it? What other job is he going to get where he's making $3.5 million? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, that guy's screwing himself because he's like, what other what other college football team will ever hire him?
Yeah, right. Right. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like that guy's screwing himself. Like, I don't know. And now he's suing them. Like, it's just a mess.
Yeah, it's going to get bad. I don't know. I guess he does have standing, but I don't know what the grounds are for the suit. What is he going to say? He was wrongfully terminated?
Oh, I thought he was pulling the religious card.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. You could pull the religious card. But again, what religion says you can't get vaccinated? I mean,
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, it's
all
not
the major, all the major Jews.
We got normal sports again. We got fans in the stands.
Yeah,
got, you got a vaccine. You can go to games.
Yeah,
it's nice.
All the major, at least of the three monotheistic religions, they were all like, yeah, you can take the vaccine. So I don't know what, unless you're claiming you aren't a Jew, a Muslim, or a Christian, you're some other religion. In which case, yeah, it might be. But all those guys are like, yeah, it's fine to take a vaccine. So I don't know. What did you think of? It's been 2 weeks. What did you think about old Jimbo Fisher finally getting one on a Saban assistant, finally getting Saban, huh?
This Alabama team is not as elite as past. I did tell you that.
Okay. Do you think they're going to win the championship?
Let's talk a little college football. Georgia's looking good.
I worry about their offense. I worry about the quarterback and their offense.
He's obviously better than – I don't even know what the debate is, Stetson Bennett or Daniels. Like that's –
Nah, I don't know.
So like,
I think Daniels has more talent. Stetson Bennett.
He's a little injury prone, sure.
Yeah.
He's a little banged up.
Yeah. They're not a dynamic offense.
Alabama, Georgia in the SEC game, and that's going to be the de facto national championship game.
If Alabama loses a second time, do they get into the playoff? No two losses.
The SEC championship game, no.
Yeah, they got to win the SEC championship game now.
Oklahoma is hilarious. I mean, how hilarious?
Yes, it is.
This is an insane situation. This guy, Spencer Rattler, was not only a Heisman favorite, he also was the top-ranked quarterback recruit.
He was going to be the number one pick in the draft.
And now he's not even on. Like he's
fallen out of the first round.
He might have to transfer and play college football somewhere else.
I don't think there's any money in. I think he's going to have to do that because you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing that everybody else is seeing. Caleb Williams looks like he's better than Spencer Rattler. He's bigger. He's got a stronger arm. He's more mobile. Right? Like,
talk about fall from grace.
Good. Yeah, right. Like
went from like soon to be billionaire to like nothing.
Nothing. He went from the man to nothing. Like that. And
so anyway, I don't think Oklahoma is really that much of a challenger.
No, Texas should have beaten them. They should have lost a couple of times.
Big Ten's kind of a mess.
Oh, yeah. Well, since we're just talking about college football, what about Clemson? What happened to them?
Apparently, DJ sucks.
Does DJ apparently suck? Did the whole coaching staff now just sucks?
I mean, I feel like they kind of were riding a wave of like super high good recruits. They still have good recruits, but sometimes it just catches up sometimes, Like I think
well, except Alabama doesn't really ever catch up to Saban.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you just have an off year. DJ might suck, they said though.
Mm-hmm. DJ could suck. I do know that in 200 games at Alabama, Nick Saban is 175-25. Is that good?
That's a 87% right? 87.5 winning percent. Yeah, I mean, almost 88% winning percent. Anyway, yeah, listen. I mean, I still think Georgia's kind of the squad. I don't think there's really – it's Georgia or Alabama. That's it.
Yeah. It seems to be those two, and then there's a gulf.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even – I like – I was a big college basketball fan. I don't even care what's going on in college basketball.
The NIL deals are working college basketball. Like those, you can tell kids
product now, right?
Yeah, kids are just going. At least it's got kids going back to school now and not like going the NBDL route anymore.
I don't know though.
You see all the top picks are going to colleges now. They aren't doing. No one's doing the D League route this year.
It's just diluted product. I don't know. It just seems weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's what happens, man.
Too much like old. Too many transfer. Like teams are now not even like recruiting freshmen anymore.
No.
They're just recruiting.
You want the transfers, right?
Like for instance, I saw that the University of Texas fired Jack Smart and then hired Beard, and now they're.
Did they fire him or did he go someplace else?
Marquette, is that a promotion?
Yeah, he's from Wisco, right?
That was not a promotion? That was a demotion.
No, that's not a promotion. I'd rather be at UT. Than Marquette.
He pretty much got fired.
But I guess Marquette, he's from Wisco, I think, though. So, I think it looks at it going on. But they made the tournament. Texas was solid. He put some kids in the NBA, but they were always like 19 and 12.
Holiday firing, it's a demotion. Anyway, Chris Beard is now, I think that Texas team is like top 4 because they had 6 dudes transfer from, I don't even know where. Like Maryland's the same thing. Maryland had 3 transfers from, I don't even know their names.
Maryland is about to be the Reese. That's the Reese.
Forward from Georgetown, some guard from Rhode Island. I don't know. I was just looking the other day. I don't like this super transfer thing.
Couple of my former students.
Free agency. I don't like this free agency. I understand why it happens. I understand why.
I'm for the kids. I support the kids in it, but
think it's like a weird, like you said.
As a fan, it's tough.
What did Lane Kiffin say? I mean, Lane Kiffin hit it on top of the nail. Alabama will have elite free agents going to Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as Saban's there, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
So, I don't think that was the intention of it, but it is creating that system.
And remember, Saban was against it, and now it's wholly working out in his favor. So just like everything else, they do there. I'll give him credit. He embraces change. He's not like the old guy who's I've always done it this way. This is what it is. Whether it's open up the offense. Remember, he was against name, image, and likeness, and now all of his people are getting it, and people are like, "Oh, you get more if you go to Alabama." So now he's getting kids based off of that. Elite transfers. The Jamison Williams was the 5th wide receiver at Ohio State, and now he's Alabama's deep guy, and he's boosted his draft stock tremendously. That guy's a borderline first round pick.
Tennessee,
yeah,
Toto or whatever.
That guy's gonna get that guy's boosted. Oh, he's a fellow country. Yeah, he's a
Islander.
Yeah, he's an Islander. Yeah. Yeah, it's solid. So I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we're just generating this transfer, which literally is free agency, is good, but also just weird. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I hate Duke, but Coach K last season, good luck. I mean,
yeah, Coach K, good luck. Yeah, it's been a while. I think the game is passing him by.
Yeah, I mean,
seen Duke slide.
Roy's out. You got to get.
Yeah. They got Roy's out. They gave it to Hubert. That makes sense. So are we going to see, is Shire going to get this job?
He did.
They did give it to Shire.
I think they've already put him as.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. If you're a Duke fan, you don't mind that. Same kind of douchey, like kind of.
There's always going to be like a little white guard.
Like,
Bob Hurley, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Whatever the modern iteration of Bobby Hurley is. So,
yeah. Last 45 seconds. You want to close this out?
I mean, NFL's good. Like, world's still a weird place.
That's true. I'll be looking to get over 500 with my picks this week.
You'll be heading out west. Not quite. Maybe
I'll be heading out west very soon, man. Got to get the tuberculosis test. And I got to do, actually, we should have did this earlier, but we're running out of time. We'll do it maybe next week. I got to do the sexual harassment seminar. Yeah. It's part of like the onboarding process now. Got to do it. Exactly. But this was our show for this week. I thank all of you for tuning in. Michael, it was good to have you back.
You too. It's good to
you are the captain now, so don't let work stop you from enjoying life.
I think I just had to take a little hiatus, but it is what it is, and we set up time, and I'm excited to move forward. So
yes, sir. Till next week, everybody. Make sure you check out the site where Mike and I post all of our picks. This will be there too, and we'll see you guys next week.
Vaya con Dios.
Nice.